Morning. Good morning. Okay, we talk about the word wall, the vocabulary. Let's start with the values of x and y. Let's say the value is 3 and 7. So the order pair, we call this order pair. The value of x is 3, the value of y is 7. But in algebra, we call this differently, okay? We call this as, let's put it this way, Dr. ID is operating. DRIDIO, what does it mean? D stands for domain, okay? R stands for range. I stands for independent variable. D stands for dependent variable. I stands for input. And O stands for output. So, for the X, which is 3, it can be named as domain, independent variable, or input. For Y, which is 7, it can be named as the range, or the dependent variable, or the output. Domain. Let's say domain is 1, 2, 3, and 4. The range, remember the range is input, output. Let's say 20, 21, 22, 23. So this can be written in so many ways, okay? The first way is using order pair. So this is the order pair. 1 and 20, 2 and 21, 3 and 22, and 4 and 23. So they can write it that way. The other way they can write this is on the table. X and Y. It's gonna be 1 and 2, 2 and 21, 3 and 22, and 4 and 23. Okay. The other way they can write this is through mapping. Let's say, let's put it that way. Okay. You remember I mentioned earlier that this is the domain or input, range or output. So I can write this one. This is 20. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. While this side is 20, 21, 22, 23. So it means the input is 1, the output will be associated with 20. So the 2 is associated with 21, 3 is associated with 22, and 4 is associated with 23. Again, the inputs are the value of X and the outputs are the value of Y. Next word, a function and equation. So the first word is function. Function is written on the f of x presentation, okay? So let's say example, f of x is equals to 2x. This is function because of f of x. It can be g of x, h of x, or any variable of x. Okay, that's a function. Equation is the same as functions, just the variable are different. Equation. It's like a y equals. So it can be written like this. So this is the equation. They are the same. They are written differently, but they are the same. To solve the value or to evaluate are the same. Next word. Relation and function. Okay. The first is relation and the function. Let's start with the mapping here. Okay, let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2. So 1 is associated to 1, 2 is associated to 1, and 3 is associated to 2. So the value of x and the value of y. This is relation and the function. Function because each number of x has a value of y on the right side, on the output side. Okay. Another way, we call this onto. Okay. The word onto or surjective. I'll give you another example of, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is x, this is y. 1 is associated with 4, 2 is associated with 5, 3 is associated with 6. So this is a relation and a function, but we call this as one-to-one function. Okay, this is onto because we have one that are sharing with on the y-axis, on the y. Next word is relation but not function. Let's say x, y. This is the mapping here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1 is associated with 7, let's put it that way. 2 is associated with 8. But again, 2 is associated with another number. And 3 is associated with let's say with 10. So this is a relation but not function. The reason it's not a function because this value of x has two values on y, which is 8 and 2 to 9. And finally, the word evaluate. The word evaluate if you hear the word evaluate the function, what does evaluate means? It means you need to substitute the values of x. Okay, let's say, example, f of x, 2x plus 1. Evaluate f of 2. Okay, so what does it mean? If you remember that this is f of x, so the meaning of that is the value of your x is equals to 2. So the value of your x is equals to 2. We are going to substitute this 2 to the equation. Okay, let me change the color. So f of 2, I'll put 2 here because it's the value of x. And this is going to be 2 also. It's going to be 2 parentheses plus 1. So this means I need to multiply 2 and 2. That makes 4 plus 1. Okay. So f of 2 is equals to 4 plus 1, 5. The value of f of 2 is equals to 5. Thank you.